This has Red Sox fans very concerned, as with a 3-game series against the A's coming up and the pitching plan for Boston being unclear with no pitcher scheduled for day 3, could we see a call-up on the horizon? We'll let you know all the possibilities right here on Red Sox Digest. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning in to today's show. Before we get going, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free. We're going to be covering the Boston Red Sox more and more as we get closer to the 2025 postseason. Hopefully the Red Sox can make a little bit better of a run than what they did in Arizona. Besides that, though, we'll talk about it today. Alex Cora mentioned on Saturday of this weekend series in Arizona the pitching plan for this upcoming week. You have Dustin May going on Tuesday. Garrett Crochet will go tonight. However, on Wednesday, the pitching plan seems unclear. And for a team at the beginning of the season that had more than enough pitching, it's hard to believe that now we're sitting here coming into September baseball and we're scrounging not just for really one rotation spot, but I'd argue two. I don't think Dustin May is worthy of that rotation spot, so I can trust Giolito, Crochet, Bello, but I don't know past that what I believe in. And so there's a lot of uncertainty, and it's really become a major red flag from this headline here, and I agree because it's such a bad time for this to happen. You think all year, the Quinn Priester trade, that feels like so long ago, because it was. It was before the season started, and we thought, okay, this is a good move. Like, we have more than enough pitching, but injuries and other things kind of start to get up to you. You talk about the ERA for the Boston Red Sox, it's been fantastic. The pitching has not really had a problem. It's more or less been the uncertainty in a couple guys, because that 3.76 ERA is carried largely by 4 different parties. The first of the 3 being Garrett Crochet. Past that, it's Brayan Bello, then Lucas Giolito, and that 4th party is a combination of Aroldis Chapman and Garrett Whitlock in the bullpen, / you could say the entire bullpen. For majority of the games, the bullpen for the Red Sox has held it really together. But the injuries have been really horrendous. You talk about the ACL tear for Hunter Dobbins. I would absolutely love to have him up right now to not have to deal with Dustin May and not have to worry about Peyton Tolley pitching on 6 days rest. Past him, there's a couple of guys that I can mention that just didn't work out. You think about Walker Buehler and what was supposed to be his role as the number 3. Tanner Houck, what happened to him? Now he's having Tommy John surgery after he couldn't find the strike zone, and at one point this season had a game where he gave up 10 earned runs to the Rays. Like, we have come very far throughout this season, and the pitching just didn't hit where they thought. The Red Sox thought Cutter Crawford was going to be here. The Red Sox thought that they had so many pieces that could be ready by now. Pablo Sandoval, a name that we haven't mentioned in such a long time, he could have been ready. And then past that, you also have Richard Fitz, guy who, where is he right now? Obviously, he got an injury, and it's hard. It's tough because there's an open spot on Wednesday, and last time we had a bullpen game, check me if I'm wrong, but it didn't go too well. It didn't go too well at all for the Boston Red Sox. So what are they going to do? Cooper Criswell's still hurt down in AAA, so you can't call him up. Let's talk about it. Let's kind of see what is the options here for the Boston Red Sox at hand. Given they are going to have an off day on this Thursday, they can kind of be a little more free to, let's say, use the guys they want to, because that 11th is technically where the start for Peyton Tolley could be. They want to have him on 6 days rest, so his start would more line up with facing off against the Yankees on Friday in Fenway. But at the same time, are you going to wait that long when you know that in all reality, at that point, you could pitch Brayan Bello, and Lucas Giolito could follow him. And then guess what? On the 14th, you could have Garrett Crochet. So you have Bello, Giolito, and Crochet going. I think that's what you're doing. So you have May on the 9th. And on 10th, I think that there's a couple different options. And Alex Cora mentioned it, saying, we don't have a plan, but Peyton Tolley could be a part of it. And I could very much see Peyton Tolley. He's not going to start on 4 days rest, but he might go out there and pitch from the bullpen. And so that's an interesting topic to kind of look at and really see what the options are. So I'm going to go to a report here from that headline, kind of Jackson Roberts talking about what is the ideology behind this, saying, quote, there's a solid top 3 of Garrett Crochet, Brayan Bello, and Lucas Giolito, and that won't change unless any injury occurs. But Dustin May has been anything but reliable as the number 4 starter, and promising rookie Peyton Tolley is proving tough to work around. given the Red Sox are not willing to pitch him on less than 5 or 6 days rest, to be honest. I mean, he hasn't pitched on 5 days rest at all. And he started in Greenville this year. He was in a high A ball to start out this season. So I'm 100% okay with giving him the time he needs to be fully healthy and ready for his starts. And maybe you switch him to the bullpen. But what do we do on Wednesday? And Jackson Roberts kind of said that Crochet will pitch on Monday. May's going to go on Tuesday. But there once again is no plan for Wednesday's game, as manager Alex Cora explained to the media on Saturday. So Saturday, we got this news, basically saying that there's nothing going. Cotillo had the report, or Cotillo, I got too much sex and 10 in my blood, but here's the quote saying, reported that Boston's options are a bullpen game, which worked out very poorly this past Wednesday. Kyle Harrison, which I have a report on him, which makes me believe he's not going to come and start. He's starting Sunday for AAA Worcester, which he only pitched about 2 innings. And Tolley, who would be pitching on 4 days rest for the first time in his professional career, which seems unlikely, end quote. So let's start with Kyle Harrison and the option of him pitching. He pitched yesterday, very small outing, wasn't too much, but he left Fenway Park when he was supposed to be called up a week ago. If you missed that video, there was a whole thing where the Red Sox said, hey, you're going to come and play Wednesday of last week when he was going to pitch against the Cleveland Guardians. And then the Red Sox called him up there. He got up there and had his ankle bothering him all of a sudden. And the Red Sox say, no, never mind. Go back down. And we pitched Brennan Bernardino out of the pen to start the game, who gave up a run. Jordan Hicks came in, and you can just forget the rest of the game at that point. You don't have to worry about what happens after Jordan Hicks come in. He makes sure the game is out of reach by then. It's a tough situation for the Red Sox because I don't think Kyle Harrison is an option. They're not going to pitch Peyton Tolley on 4 days rest. So the bullpen is the best option, right? Well, not so fast. I think this may be a time to, let some stuff loose. And there's a guy in AAA right now named Connelly Early that I believe is fully ready to pitch for the Boston Red Sox. In his latest outing, by the way, this was against Spencer Jones and the Yankees prospects, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, 3 hits, no walks. He has had a phenomenal past 6 weeks, way better than Kyle Harrison. He is homegrown, has been in this Boston pitching lab, as they like to call it, for quite some time now. And as we see here from a reporter in the minor leagues, Ryan Martin, eye test results, he's just frankly a better pitcher. And most definitely a top 100 prospect in MLB. It goes beyond comical that he is not on every single list at this point, which is kind of dumb. Connelly Early deserves a lot more praise, and exactly why I think people aren't exactly looking at him as an option. The hurdle with him, though, he is not on the 40-man roster, so you have to work around that by either releasing someone, by taking someone off the 40-man roster and allowing them to be on the Rule 5 draft this upcoming offseason. Obviously, that can be changed around. If you're taking off the 40-man, there's other ways to do stuff, but it's a hurdle that a lot of MLB teams don't like to face, especially right now in the season. That's not something to try and worry about with a guy trying to put him on the 40-man roster. When you have other options, they may not be the best options, but they have other options for sure. So what should the Red Sox do? Well, I don't really know what to tell you, because in a lot of ways, I think it should be Connelly Early. I think he should be the one to come up and get the start. But at the same time, we don't frankly know what Alex Cora is planning as the Boston Red Sox try and go to that Wednesday game. And I really do think it heavily relies on what they do in these first 2 games, because if Garrett Crochet goes out here tonight and dominates in West Sacramento, pitches 7 innings, you're only relying on the bullpen for 2 at that point, okay, that's a good start. But again, that means nothing if Dustin May goes out tomorrow and is horrendous and pitches for 3 innings and makes the bullpen go out there for the rest of the 6. If the bullpen has to pitch more than a combined 9 innings over these next 2 days, I don't think there's a way they're going to go to a bullpen game on Saturday. So are they going to then rely more heavily on Dustin May on Tuesday? Like, if he stinks, are they just going to throw it away? I mean, this is not the time to be throwing away series here. If we go look at the schedule, you have not that many games left and are down in the division. Not to mention, I mean, I'm not going to put this out in the world because I don't think it's there, but the wild card race is more interesting than it should be. You've got 3 against the Yankees coming up, a team in your division. You've got 3 again against the A's, in which a team that should be beaten 3 against the Rays, a team that should be beaten because your last 2 series are against the Blue Jays, which are one of the best teams in the Major League, in the American League, and the Detroit Tigers, who is the best team in the American League. It is go time now for the division, and you must win these games against the Athletics. Of your last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 series, there are 3 of those against the Athletics, the Rays, and again the Athletics. You got to win those series. At least 2 out of 3 in every one of them. I'd argue you have to win 2 out of 3 against the Yankees as well. You have dominated them all season. You're going to be playing in Fenway Park. Now is not the time to have these pitching problems come up. But the question still remains. Who is going to pitch on Wednesday? I personally hope it's Connelly. I highly doubt it. In all reality, I think it's going to be a bullpen game. And, well, we'll see how that goes. We appreciate you watching. We'll keep you updated on what the latest is from Alex Cora, who will pitch on Wednesday, and really just all the latest news regarding the division, the Red Sox, injury updates on Wilyer Abreu as we get them, and what the Red Sox plan is as we go into what is the final half month of the season here. We'll see you next time here on Red Sox Digest. Oh, almost forgot. For our Red Sox question of the day, who do you want to start on Wednesday? Do you want it to be a Kyle Harrison? Do you want it to be a Connelly? Do you want it to be a bullpen? Do you want the ACL to be reinstated back into Hunter Dobbins' body and let him pitch? Let me know down in the comment section for our Red Sox question of the day. For now, though, we appreciate you. We'll see you next time here on Red Sox Digest. Peace out, guys.